What is up, everybody? My name is Lando. Welcome to the Ball and Blitz podcast. As always, I am joined by the man, the myth, Jaden Siegert. How you
How's it
doing
going?
today, dude?
Not too bad. Wonderful
Not too
day.
bad. It is a
Weather's
great day.
looking fantastic.
It is a great day. We are approaching. What the? My alarm just went off. I'm sorry. We are approaching playoff season in the NFL. We are in the dead middle of the dog days of the NBA. I guess not dog days. We're pre All Star break. We're not there yet. Just kind of a weird time to talk about sports. Our plan today was to talk about the playoff teams and the playoff picture and the matchups specifically in the NFL. This entire podcast is extremely fluid because the matchups still can change. The teams that are in on the AFC side are in, they're locked in, but the matchups can vary depending on what happens in Week 18. And same thing with the NFC, save the NFC South. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to talk about the matchups today, what intrigues us, what we're excited about. I think we should start with the AFC just for the simple fact of all the teams are locked in.
Yeah.
Um, so, shit, man, do you want to start worst matchup to first or worst matchup to best matchup? Because I
Yeah, we
think
can do
we
that.
I think we know what the worst matchup
We have
is.
a very consensus worst matchup, and I hope it doesn't shake out this way.
Yeah, because we have this segment of the pod where we just shit talk these two teams. It's gonna be a 34-30 all-time playoff game.
Oh, yeah,
Just
for
because we
sure.
just because we did this. So, the matchup we're talking about is Pittsburgh Houston. And the reason this matchup is so bad should not come as a surprise to anyone. These are two horrific watches on offense. These are absolutely horrendous offensive watches. They're not fun. I think there's times when you can watch CJ Stroud and Nico have buddy ball moments, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these are two very flawed offenses from the top down. Roster construction, I think Houston is crafted a lot better than Pittsburgh is. But once again, it's going to be another year where Houston is firing their offensive coordinator and looking for someone new.
Yep.
I think Pittsburgh
Sure.
should do the same thing, except I think they should just fire Tomlin and then just completely reinvent the team. This matchup is, I'm just not excited about this matchup like at all whatsoever. I'm going to watch it because it's a playoff game, but I feel like Houston is going to win this game. And it's for the fact that I think that their offense, while it's not good, is better than whatever Pittsburgh conjures up on a week to week basis. Curious your opinion if you agree with me there, but that's kind of
I
where I stand.
I totally agree. I think there's honestly a better chance that Houston's defense puts up more points than Pittsburgh's offense than
Dude.
the Steelers have in one
Yeah.
game. Like I just don't see how the Steelers score points. And the Texans' offense isn't good. Like you said, it's just not good.
Yeah.
Like they can't run the ball. They don't have a good offensive line.
Hmm.
Like they just need like. But C.J. Stroud can make plays with Nico Collins and Higgins and
Hmm.
Noel like a few times a game, and it'll be enough.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers' defense isn't scary. No one's scared of the Steelers' defense. Like you can
Yeah.
score on them. Not like
Dude,
it's not a bad defense,
I
but
the Steelers are like a team that if you just like looked at them on like say you looked at their team totals, compared to the rest of the league, you'd be like, how in the fuck is this team? How is this team even close to the playoffs? Let
no,
alone like gonna win their division. Well, I guess they haven't won their division yet.
they're probably not gonna make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I
Honestly, I
know. We're
think they're
talking
way too
about
good to
this, and
be.
it's probably just going to be Baltimore. It's probably
Yeah,
just going to be Baltimore. But as it
and I
stands
hope
right now, it's Pittsburgh. I
and
think I was just going to say I'd be much more excited to watch a Baltimore Houston rematch from or was it
oh
last
yeah,
year? Was it
it
last
was
year that
last
they
year.
played? Yeah. Okay. So I'd be much more excited about that than Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
I was gonna echo the same thing. I was like, I hope for everybody's sake that Baltimore does win
Yeah.
because I don't want to watch Pittsburgh. I don't want to watch them at all.
Just a gross like team. I mean, I feel like every single from the head coach to the coordinator, I feel like they're all the exact same mind. There's no evolution in the offense. And the defense has just gotten to a point where your stars can't carry you anymore. TJ
Yeah,
Watt, still a great player on one lung. He's still a great player. We'll see what happens with him. I think it's going to be hard to beat Baltimore without TJ Watt, especially if Lamar is playing,
yeah,
which we don't know if he is or not. But it's a team that, like, can you get a multi-sack performance out of Alex Highsmith every single game? Can you get a multi-sack performance out of Cam Hayward every single game? That's what it's going to come down to. And honestly, I'm just going to be real. If you have a full I guess it would be 2 weeks to scout that team and game plan against them. I think you can. I think you can do things. You can roll the pocket out effectively. You can negate the pass rush of Pittsburgh, and that secondary is just. I mean, it's chicken out there,
It's
man.
not good.
It's not good. It's not good at all. They have the safety play. Like Jalen Ramsey can make you a play here or there, but he's done. He's completely done. The
Mhm.
corners are bad. The linebackers in coverage aren't good. Like I think Peyton Wilson in pursuit is pretty good. I think Nick Herbig in pursuit is pretty good. In coverage, they're not.
Yep.
It's just a weird team, and I don't even know how to talk about Pittsburgh like properly because they're so damn odd. I have no clue how they. I mean, they just do this. What they're doing right now. We have this conversation
Every year.
every single year.
Yeah, it's just at this point, it's just voodoo magic. They get into the playoffs, they lose in the first round.
Yeah.
They have zero business even making the playoffs because statistically, they always have a mediocre defense that's just they manage to get towards the top of the league in takeaways and sacks every year, which this year has not been the same. And their offense just is a quarterback away, but they also have a horrible offensive coordinator. Their
Yeah,
head coach is
like
unimaginative.
I kind of look. I kind of push back on that they're a quarterback away. I think they are a quarterback. I think they are a running back one. I think they are a wide receiver one ish, two ish. I think they are a tight end one away. I think they are multiple offensive linemen away.
Yeah, their offense is bad.
It's
They
not
need an
good,
offensive line. I'm fine with Darnell Washington as your tight end one, but you do need a different.
and
But because I feel
you
like
need to re-sign him. You have to
yeah,
re-sign him. Like you don't
yeah,
have the option. I don't hate the room if it's Fryermuth and Darnell Washington, and then you draft somebody with some kind of like down the field athleticism. I don't know who that would be, but like you say you draft like I don't know, a Justin Jolly, right, out of North Carolina State. Just someone with some kind of vertical athleticism. I think that's a good tight end room. So maybe the tight end
yeah.
thing is like
I just
a
think
wash.
Did Freiermuth? He hasn't been re-signed or anything. He's not on a big contract,
I'm
or is
not
he?
sure actually. I thought he did get extended. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
he
he
got
got
extended,
extended.
but I
He
don't
got
know how
extended,
many. I'm not sure how many years ago that was. If it was last off season or what.
then yeah,
Um,
they're probably just stuck with that. But
yeah, which is fine. That's like there are worse tight end rooms in the league, and
no,
they complement each other really well. So that's why it'll work. But
yeah, Washington and Muth is fine. I just didn't know if Muth was re-signed.
you
Those two is
just
fine. They just there's so many holes on that offense. They're like three offensive linemen away. DK is a fine one, but at this stage of his career, he's not.
he's 28. Like you just don't want him to be your one, I guess is my point. Like you would ideally like it would be perfect like if he was in Seattle because JSN would be the one and then you have like as your power slot and then you have the guy that can they're going to run press man coverage, right? You're taking the shot to DK Metcalf every single time. Teams don't have to do that in Pittsburgh.
No,
They
yeah,
have Scotty Miller and Marquez Valdez Scantling running routes for them
yeah. I
consistently
mean,
and getting targets.
you're throwing three straight man-to-man coverage,
Oh
practically
my god,
backfield or
dude.
fade balls to MVS to win a game.
On
I think
Denzel Ward.
I think
It's not even like a matchup thing. Like, oh, you're on their cornerback. You're throwing against Denzel Ward, man. That's one of the
yeah,
best in the league.
I don't even want to talk about that nonsense. But yeah, you're fine with DK as your one if you have a 2 and a 3 that's like like a good player. But when you don't have anything, when DK is your one and you have nothing else, it's a problem.
It
You need
is.
more weapons. Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell are both solid football players in their own right. I'm not going to sit here and dunk on them, but they do the same thing. They do the same thing. They don't. They drafted Caleb Johnson to get like some kind of variety in the backfield, and it didn't work out. At least this year. I mean, we'll see what happens. But they need some variety in the backfield. They need some talent at wide receiver.
They'll
They
be a
need
fun
two
team to mock
offensive
for.
linemen.
They'll be a fun team to draft for sure because
Yeah,
there's
they
so many
will.
different avenues.
Then they'll just take an offensive lineman or a pass
Probably,
rusher and
yeah.
call it a day. I think we need to stop talking about the Steelers.
Yeah, I
It's
fucking hate the
bumming me
Steelers.
out.
Let's move on to
It's
literally
bumming me
anything
out.
else. All right.
All right.
Do we want to talk about Buffalo, New England, or do you want to talk about Jacksonville, LA?
I think Jacksonville, LA, because I think Buffalo, New England would be the most
Okay.
entertaining one.
All right, I'm cool with that. So Jacksonville, and we discussed this pre-pod about the Coach of the Year shit. We think it should be Liam Cohen, Liam Cohen,
There's a
Vrabel. You're pulling hairs there. It could be whoever. I think Liam Cohen should be Coach of the Year.
I agree.
It's a team that they make a move at the deadline for Jacoby Myers. Not like a super duper star trade, but a very good connecting piece trade, and it brought literally everything in the entire offense together. Trevor Lawrence is playing the best ball of his career. This is Clemson Trevor Lawrence. This is what we thought we were getting. And it all happened in the span of the last 8 weeks or so. They're a force, man. I would not want to be the team that plays them. Not even a little bit. And especially if we're talking about LA, the amount of defensive playmakers that Jacksonville has is incredible. Incredible. And it's not just Devin Lloyd that I'm talking about. It's Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen. Whoever you want to talk about is making plays on that defense. It's not just those guys I listed. And for LA, we just watched them lose a game to Houston. And I think the blueprint for, a game for LA in which they lose in the playoffs is exactly what Houston demonstrated. You build a lead, LA and their offensive line is not going to be able to hold up against that pass rush.
No.
At least that's what I think. I think if it's a matchup where if Jacksonville gets out to like a 10-0, maybe a 14-0 lead, can LA come back? I don't know.
I don't think so. This game will be more entertaining than Houston, Pittsburgh for sure, just because it's like there's more competent offenses and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll just be better to watch. But I don't necessarily think that it'll be a more competitive game. Like I think Pittsburgh versus Houston would actually be fairly competitive because I think both offenses would just suck enough to make the game close at the end. I think there's an avenue where the Jaguars just kind of put belt to ass, and I don't think it'll be like a 20-point game or whatnot. I think it'll be within 2 touchdowns or less. But I think the manner of which the Jags will beat the Chargers, I think it will be pretty substantial. Like I don't see.
Might be one of those things where the final score makes it look closer than it actually was. Like it could be like a 24-21 game, but Jacksonville leads the entire time, and LA hits a late touchdown to and then doesn't get the onside kick or some shit. Yeah, it just looks way closer than it actually was.
Yeah, no, that's how I see it. Because I think the Chargers' defense is good, but they aren't awesome. And I think with how Trevor Lawrence has been playing with the Jacoby Myers and how like Liam Cohen's got this whole offense moving, like I just don't think they're going to be able to stop him enough. And I think Josh Hines Allen and I think Trayvon Walker are going to get pressure on the quarterback, and I think Devin Lloyd in that secondary are just going to make plays enough to keep him out of the end zone. And I just think the Jags are just a better team.
It's just I was thinking about this earlier today. What if the Jags just stuck at their pick and took Mason Graham? How good would they be the 1 seed in the AFC right now?
I think not only would they, well, maybe not the 1 seed in the AFC.
I mean, they're pretty damn close to the 1 seed right now. They're a game back.
So they're like a game back. Oh, I guess only a game back. So I mean,
it'd probably be like a tie for the one. They'd be one of the 14-win teams instead of a 13-win team, I think.
I would also be super excited. I'm already excited about their future because they got a franchise quarterback, is what it looks like Trevor Lawrence is right now. I still think Travis Hunter's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But he had so many flashes this year.
It's tough to tell with him because like the talent is like obviously there. He's obviously super duper talented, super duper athletic. It's just it's gonna be weird. I wonder if they just transition him to full-time corner next year. They just don't need him to play receiver.
Yeah, with the whole Jacoby Myers addition and how seamless he fits into that offense, with Brian Thomas being like the intermediate deep shot, like true number 1, I guess, even though Jacoby's kind of been the one this year.
And you got Parker Washington.
And then Jacoby being in the slot and just getting open all the time. And then the emergence of Parker Washington. Like, they have guys. They already have 3 good wide receivers, and just, like, go focus on being a corner.
No matter what, going into next season, no matter what, like, baseline, you're going to be the 4th receiving option. And that's not even talking about Travis Etienne. We're not even talking about Brenton Strange, We're not even talking about someone, they could draft. It's baseline 4th option at wide receiver. He should just play corner. I thought he was better at corner in college anyways. I don't know, corner, throw him in at safety in some packages. Why not? Just do that full time.
I definitely liked him more as a corner. I thought in college, like his wide receiver tape, it was good. Like
Hmm.
he had good hands. Like he was a solid route runner.
Hmm.
But I felt like a lot of it was he played at Colorado and he
Hmm.
was just straight up by far, not even close, the most athletic player
Oh
on the
yeah,
field,
I know
and
it was staggering.
no one could just stay in front of him.
Hmm.
Like
I
there was
noted there just
no
wasn't a lot of like crazy nuance to his routes. Like it literally
no.
was just like there's no technique. He's just simply quick. He's twitchier than you. He's twitchier than every Big 12 corner he faced.
Yeah, and he kind of just ran up the seam in when he was playing in the slot, and then when he was playing outside, they just waited until a team was dumb enough to blitz, and they sent him on a deep post, and he was man to man with some dude that's 5'10" and runs a 4.6
Yeah.
540, and it's like good luck. I mean,
Yeah, I mean
that's all it was to me when I saw it. Like he was just a much better athlete than everybody else.
mhm.
Just play corner,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think they would have been better off just sticking there and picking Mason Graham.
Yeah, and I think like consensus now sees that, and I was kind of iffy on it at first. I was like, it's Cleveland, they're gonna fuck up these draft picks, and then they had one of the best drafts I've seen in years. So it's
Maybe ever. Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. I don't want to talk about the Browns because they're the
No,
Browns,
we don't
but
got to talk
like
about Browns. This is playoffs.
yeah, like if they had just stuck in pick, but like bringing it back to the playoffs, like even without your alpha number, what was he number two overall pick?
Mhm.
Even without that guy, this team is clicking, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
They're gonna play. They're the 3 seeds, so they're gonna play until they face Denver or New England. They're playing. They're playing in their home stadium throughout the playoffs. So just a good team. In LA, I look. It's kind of just like the same thing every single year. They're too banged up. And even if they weren't banged up, I don't know if they're a better team than Jacksonville is. They're definitely not playing better than Jacksonville. So that's kind of my thoughts. Like, I think it'll be like a 27-24, 27-21 game that is very clearly Jacksonville led that they can cut close at the end. That's kind of how I feel
yeah,
about that
yeah.
matchup.
I just don't see a world where Jacksonville loses this game. If they do,
Yeah.
then I guess I'll just have to live with being wrong. I
Yeah,
just think they're a much better team.
that's the thing with the playoffs. Like,
Anything can
we
happen.
could bring as much analysis and as much like this can happen. Doesn't matter. You know, when you line up on the field and the other team plays better than you, or you have an off day, and it's like all the stats go out the window. It's one game.
Yep. Any
So,
given Sunday.
and good transition into the final game or the final matchup that we're gonna talk about. This one's super fun because to me there is a very clear blueprint to beat Buffalo. It's very easy. You stop James Cook as much as you can.
Hmm?
You do that, you're gonna win. Just like straight up.
Yeah.
There's no way Buffalo can beat you if you shut down. If you hold James Cook to like sub 110 rushing yards, you're gonna win. Like you just are.
Every time.
Yeah, you just are. And New England playing really good football right now. You know they played New York in a game that they could have easily lied down, beat the living shit out of New York. Beat the living shit out of New York. Even stat padded a little bit. So you have the NFL MVP on your team in Drake May.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he's the odds-on
He's a
leader right
lock
now.
now
Yeah.
after Stafford last night.
Yeah, exactly. You have the MVP on your team. You are. I mean, look, you're not a great matchup for Buffalo. Buffalo can run the ball on you, but when you know that's all you have to shut down, can you do it for one game? This is the one that I have the least confidence picking because
Yeah, it's
I just
50-50.
I could see a world where Buffalo runs the ball the entire game and Allen spreads it out. He has like a 17 for 22 stat line for like 180 yards and they win. I could also see a world where James Cook rushes for 85 yards, Josh Allen has a couple turnovers, and New England wins handedly. I could see literally both like complete opposite ends of the spectrum for this game. And that's why I'm so excited about this one in particular, especially with it being in New England. Like I would love to see Buffalo try to win that game on the road.
Oh yeah, that I would love to see a part three of this.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know who I'd pick to win this one if I had to pick.
I think I want to lean New England right now. I really do. And
Yeah,
I know I literally went on the pod and picked Buffalo as my team in the AFC, but it's like the more I watch them, the more I'm like, dude, this is as one-dimensional of an offense as you can get, and the defense is bad. So
yeah,
like,
defense is horrible.
so like to me, if I'm picking the matchup, I clearly prefer New England. Clearly,
Yeah, and it's not like like we can make a comment like, oh, Josh Allen, if you got a superhero quarterback, you can win. It doesn't matter what your team looks like. Well, the other
That
team's got a
entire
superhero
argument
quarterback as well,
That
and
entire
so
argument has been completely killed this year. Completely killed in the Super Bowl last year. Completely killed throughout the year this year. Kansas City, New England, Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Like these teams have superhero quarterbacks. Does it matter? No. It is about
yeah,
your roster. It is about your scheme. It is about what you can do fundamentally. And I think New England is the best coach team in football. Although I don't think Vrabel is the coach of the year, I think they are the best coached team in football. I don't know where they rank like penalties wise, if they're the most disciplined, but I just watch them and I see them execute things that other teams with superstar quarterbacks don't execute on a very consistent level.
yeah, they do everything right.
Yeah, exactly. Like do all the little things, do all the detail shit that people miss out on. That's kind of why I'm picking them in this game. I'm just gonna be real. They have the better quarterback this season. Drake May's been better than Josh Allen. And not
Yeah,
that
he
that
has
really
been.
matters in a one season sample, but like maybe it does. I don't know.
Yeah, Mays played better. I'm not gonna
He's not
sit
better than
here.
Josh Allen, but
No,
he's
I'm not
played.
gonna sit here and act
Yeah,
like anybody in the world's better at football than Josh Allen
no,
or
he's the
whatever.
best player on earth.
I the reason I'm picking the Patriots is like Josh Allen is throwing to wide receivers that no quarterback should have to throw the football to
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
So Brandon Cooks
He had
is
he had
on
a
the
big
team
catch
right
the other
now.
day.
He's running routes. He's getting targets. He's leading the
Hmm.
team in receiving yards. And in an important game, in the end of the season, when they're basically first round picks, technically second round pick wide receiver from 2 years ago is
Healthy
rotting
scratch.
on the bench.
Yeah, every
Healthy
game.
scratch
Yeah.
every game.
What does that tell you about Keon Coleman?
Keon
They
Coleman
are
sucks.
they are trotting out Khalil Shakir, Brandon Cooks, Josh Palmer in your second round, basically first round pick from a year ago. This isn't like a fucking he's been on the roster for 4 years, dude. He's in his second year.
Yeah, no,
Is getting healthy DMPs because they have to get Josh Palmer on the football field,
yeah,
dude.
and
I'm telling you.
they need that type of player. They don't have
Yeah.
one. They have Khalil Shakir, who's a little slot guy who does what you need him to do in the slot. Like he's good at what he does. Then you have Josh Palmer, who's like a good deep threat, but he's
Mhm.
like 4 feet tall. And then they have Brandon Cooks, who's a solid deep threat, but again, he's like 4 feet tall. They don't have
Their
uh,
offense without
red zone.
Kincaid is just it's miserable. There's nothing they can do. If a team shuts down James Cook, they're going to lose every single game. It does not matter who you're playing.
No, it's just hard to watch. And the fact that this is even a conversation on who we think is going to win just means Josh Allen's that good at football.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Buffalo is kind of like uniquely positioned to where they have a young offensive line, youngish. They have a youngish offensive line. It'll be there for the remainder of Allen's prime, essentially. With Osiris Torrance, Deion Dawkins. I'm not sure what they do with McGovern and Edwards, but Spencer Brown at the right. The offensive line, the hardest part, in my opinion, besides quarterback to assemble on the offense, is set in stone, essentially. I don't think they're one receiver away, but I think they are the right wide receiver away. Like if they hit on, I don't know who they'd take in the draft. Say they took Denzel Boston right in the draft, and that's a hit. Like you're probably more than one wide receiver away, but if you get the right fit, the right mold, which I think Denzel Boston is kind of what they should be looking for, that literally can be it. That is all it takes.
Yeah,
Or you're a George Pickens signing away. I don't know,
yeah.
if
Mhm.
they do
No,
that or
100%.
what their cap situation looks like, but I think that's what it'll take for Buffalo to kind of.
Yeah,
And I don't want to write them off because, like we said, Josh Allen's the best player on planet Earth. He's one of the best players to have ever stepped foot on a football field. He can, put on the cape and win you a game. I just think it's so much harder when you're handing the ball off as opposed to, all right, Josh Allen, you have Stephon Diggs, go make a play downfield or go win us a
Yeah.
game. It's tough. It's hard.
Yeah, that team is just I don't know. They have a horrible roster. The defense, well, the roster would be fine if they weren't so banged up defensively. Because the defense, if they weren't so banged up, it would be fine defense. But right now,
Yeah.
it's just bad.
Yeah, they're a team, and I'd have to do a deep dive onto their roster, and I definitely will when the season's over. But like they're gonna be in this position that they're in right now, probably forever until they fix their wide receiver room. It's kind of gonna be
Yeah.
like Pittsburgh. I think. I think you're gonna see the exact same team, but different versions of it. Up and down on the pendulum, as long until they fix their wide receiver issues,
Yeah,
which is
they
like
need it.
they've known this for years, man. Like it's like the same shit we talk about with Baltimore and Kansas City, man. Like it's been the same fucking problems, every single year at the wide receiver position,
Yeah,
and these teams refuse to address it because hey, we got God at quarterback. He'll fix it. He doesn't. They don't. It's hard.
they did it with Green Bay, and Green Bay did it with Rodgers forever. It was Devontae Adams and nobody else, and
Yeah.
he just kind of threw guys there, and it's like as soon as Devontae Adams gone, you guys are screwed. And guess what? No Devontae Adams. Wide receiver room was absolutely horrible, and it's the same thing with Buffalo, same thing with Kansas City, same thing with Baltimore. It's like, how hard is it to just one of these years just overpay for a wide receiver in free agency?
Yeah, because like, what's the worst case scenario? He has a underperforming season. It's like that's an underperforming season for a lot of these guys that you would sign would still immediately explode your offense.
Yeah, and you don't even need them to get you
Like, dude,
1,500 yards because like I feel like people are scared to pay wide receivers a ton of money because like if they don't hit 1,500, if they don't hit 1,400, if they don't hit this 1,300-yard mark, then it's a failure of a season. No, it's not. Go get a guy that opens up the offense. You're not paying a guy to get you 1,500 receiving yards in a vacuum. You're paying a guy to open up your offense. You're paying a guy to get you points on the scoreboard. How do
Yeah.
you do that? One, yeah, if he catches the ball, scores a bunch of touchdowns, has a offensive player of the year caliber season, yeah, that's awesome, wonderful. That's going to score you points. You know what else scores you points? When teams are scared shitless of this guy on the outside,
Yeah.
that they're bracketing him. Then you have Dalton Kincaid one-on-one with a linebacker, or you have James Cook one-on-one with a linebacker out of the backfield, or you have a lighter box for James Cook. You have 6 dudes in the box rather than 7 or 8. You have James Cook running all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
But no.
Or you could do +1 QB run game, and then you're
Yes.
automatically winning that matchup every time.
Yes, it's like you don't need them to get these numbers. You don't need to be scared that he's not going to hit this because I don't think he's a good enough player to hit. He's going to make your offense so much better. George
Like,
Pickens
bro.
would make that offense so much better.
What would just like a Mike Evans on a 1-year deal do for Buffalo? Like this is not not a great receiver anymore, but someone who probably for the next 2 to 3 years can get you 700 to 900 yards, be good in the red zone. I know his hands have regressed significantly this year, but just the fear of having an isolated receiver like Mike Evans will change the way defenses guard you, and it would vary depending on like the ability of the receiver that you signed. Like obviously teams would guard you different if you signed Mike Evans versus George Pickens, but
Yeah,
it's the same sentiment. Like you got to get somebody that strikes fear in the offense. It doesn't matter how talented you are if you haven't put shit on tape. Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's like with Keon Coleman. He's got all the talent in the world. What difference does it fucking make if he can't make contested catches, he can't get open, and he doesn't block well? Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. What good does having the fastest 40 time in the history of the sport do when you don't put that shit on field at all?
Yeah,
It doesn't make a difference.
just get a guy that's good at football. It doesn't need to be a superstar. It just needs to be a human being that's not named Brandon Cooks, Joshua Palmer, or Khalil
Throw into
Shakir,
Brandon
Keon
Cooks.
Coleman. And Mac Hollins last year was.
Oh my God, it'd be
genuinely-
so good for them right now.
Yeah, Mac Hollins. This is how not good the receiver needs to be. Mac Hollins was legitimately like a very valuable player for them last year.
He's good in New
Just
England.
need to- You just need to put a human being out there that is taller than 6 foot and is worth a flying fuck.
Yeah.
At anything.
Yeah.
Because Keon Coleman is not. You need
No.
someone to replace Keon Coleman, and you need someone that can do. Like Juwan Jennings, another name, would be unbelievable for them. And
Mm-hmm.
what do you think Juwan Jennings is going to put up for you? He's probably going to put up what 850 to 950 yards.
Dude, with
and,
Josh
like,
Allen, he could have a 1,000. He could have a outlier 1,000-yard season
he
with Josh
could,
Allen.
but odds
Yeah.
are probably not. And,
No, but it's in that range, like
yeah, and
7 to 900.
even if he doesn't give you 1,000 yards, you don't need it. You just need him to open up the offense.
Yeah.
I'll never understand why teams are so scared to pay wide receivers. Like I get the Christian Kirk thing. Like
Yeah.
they shouldn't have paid Christian Kirk $17 million a year. That was unbelievable. But
It's just like one after the other. It was Christian Kirk, and then it was Tyreek Hill, and then it was Devontae Adams, and it's like, all right, the sentiment, the argument now has kind of panned so far in the opposite direction that we're missing the plot on what receivers actually do for you.
Mhm.
And Tyreek Hill goes to Miami. Miami's a shit situation after the first year, and it falls apart. Las Vegas, same thing, falls apart. Christian Kirk, it didn't fall apart in the sense that like they're fucked right now, kind of like how Vegas and Miami are, but like he signed a couple years too early. It's teams need to pay these wide receivers. If Dallas doesn't pay George Pickens, they're fucking stupid. They're dumb. They're a dumb team for doing that.
They're not going to pay him.
Which is stupid. Why? Like, why wouldn't you? Okay, I get it if you're pressed against the cap and he was already on your team, but you traded for him.
Yeah,
You know,
the trading for him is the thing that gets me. I think that they should re-sign him. But for the most part, I am pretty anti paying the piss out of 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Because George Pickens is gonna need a large contract, and I was like the loudest antagonist with the T. Higgins stuff. I was like, they should not pay T. Higgins. It's not because I don't think T. Higgins is good. I think T. Higgins is a top 15 wide receiver in the NFL. I think T. Higgins is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have 2 wide receivers getting paid that much money, especially when
you can if your quarterback is on a rookie deal. You can, but he's not. You're paying Dak Prescott, like who's deserving of the money, but like you're paying him. I don't even remember how much you paying. You're paying him a quarterback one salary,
like
so
$60 million.
Yeah, I mean you're pressed against the cap with a quarterback contract. You know, like what can you do?
So then you have all of your money tied into 3 players on offense. You're going to have a bad defense forever. Then it's going to be hard to keep offensive linemen. Then you're not going to have a run game.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of swaying me in the other direction. I guess I understand it from that. I'm just on the. I'm just on the. Go ahead. You can finish.
No,
you're good.
They didn't have CeeDee Lamb. Then you give Pickens whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
I'm
on the pay good players train, and sometimes like I just don't think it's good process more often than not. Like sometimes it works out, like the Tyreek Hill trade worked out, but more often than not it doesn't. So and with Dallas, it's like if you had receivers to fall back on, I'd get it.
Yeah, no.
But like, are we really like Ryan Flanoy?
Hey, that's a good player.
He is a fine player. KaVontae Turpin. Yeah. KaVontae Turpin is a specialist, and he is playing wide receiver starter snaps.
Yeah. Flanoy being your wide receiver 2, and then you'd have Turpin as your 3, and I don't know. It would be ugly. And that's not really a team that they can't really use their first-round pick on a wide receiver either to, like, replace Pickens. Or even
they got 2 firsts, so I mean they could make some shit shake. I don't know. They're a weird team. Like they could fix all their issues if they let Pickens go, right, and then they drafted Mekhi Lemon, right? Say they drafted Mekhi Lemon, or that's not a great fit, but whatever. Draft Mekhi Lemon, and then you draft, I don't know, what would they be looking for? A corner,
corner or pass rusher?
Yeah, so like say you draft Mansour Delane and Mekhi Lemon, some shit like that. Like, and if they both hit, like, all right, cool. You kind of fixed your problems. You reset the timeline. It's just it's a risk, and with the way Dallas drafts, I don't know. I'd be scared.
Yeah. Speaking of Dallas, should we move into the NFC now, or?
Oh my God, we're 30 minutes in. We haven't even talked about the NFC. Yeah, let's move into the NFC.
NBA portion might have to be quick.
Yes, it will be very quick. So, what do you want to discuss on the NFC side? Because, like we said earlier, there's still teams to be decided.
Yeah.
We could talk about like Chicago, Green Bay. Is that locked in?
That's not locked in. If the Bears win or the Eagles lose this week, then it's Packers Bears. But if the Bears lose and the Eagles, if the Bears win or the Eagles lose, it's Packers Bears. If the Bears lose and the Eagles win, then it's Packers Eagles. But
okay, and I just looked it up. Chicago plays Detroit at home, and Philly plays Washington at home. So
Philly will win.
If we're being real, that should probably be 2 wins right there.
Should be, yeah.
It should be. Like, we can talk about Chicago Green Bay and with that matchup. Yeah. I think it's easier just because we have 2 games of tape on it. So I mean, I'll let you take it away. I mean, Chicago is. I know they just lost to San Francisco. I don't care. They're still really good. Like they're still an awesome offense. Caleb Williams is coming into his own. The defense, it's not great. You need another pass rusher, but look, you're 11-5. You are firmly in the playoffs. Your future is set. You have one of the best head coaches in the game. It's a fun matchup, man.
Yeah, they're in a
LaFleur,
great
Ben Johnson, it's a fun matchup.
Yeah, they're in a great spot. See, I should be really confident that the Packers should win this game because I think they're just a better team, injuries
Yeah.
or not. But with like just how the season, like how it feels right now, just they've lost 3 straight. Odds are they probably lose 4 straight because they're gonna be benching everybody in Week 18. So they're probably gonna be limping into the playoffs after losing 4 consecutive games, and it's just gonna be just bad vibes.
Yeah.
And the Bears are probably going to go into the playoffs on a win, and they're going to be feeling good. It's
At
going to be
home,
in
too.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters though. I don't. I don't
Oops.
because Christian Watson will be healthy and Jordan Love will be healthy for that playoff game. I don't think it matters. I think if those 2 players play, the Packers win the game. Because I think we watched 2 games of them, and I think the Packers are just visibly the better team. I don't. Both defenses right now, now that Micah Parsons hurt, not very good. Just not very good defenses. But I don't know what the Packers were doing in the second matchup when Jordan Love got hurt. But the Packers defense found something out against Chicago that was working because they could not do anything up until the stuff with the onside kick and all that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The 2 games that I watched, it was clear to me that the Packers were just the much better team. I mean, it took an absolute miracle, like down by 10 with 2 minutes left, kick a field goal, get an onside kick, go 50 yards, score a touchdown, and then go to overtime. And you're doing that all simultaneously while the other team's backup quarterback is in the game, and you're at home.
Yeah.
It took all. I just think the Packers look like the better team. No, I'm trying to be as little biased as possible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears won though, just because the vibes around the Packers right now are horrible.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
everybody's hurt. They've been losing games.
that's the thing with Green Bay. Like, it sucks. It sucks right now. I get it. Like, it's hard to be in the playoffs knowing that your 2 most valuable players on either side of the ball are not going to be playing. It sucks. I don't think that should kill what Green Bay can be next year. Green Bay fully healthy would be the Super Bowl favorites right now. They would be the Super Bowl favorites over Denver, New England, LA, San Francisco. It doesn't matter. They'd be the Super Bowl favorites. They are a very not flawed roster when you just add those 2 guys together. They're hurt, and they're not coming back. Can you navigate around these injuries? I think I have a little bit more faith in Jordan Love being able to find something against that Chicago defense. The rushing defense is really bad. If you get Jacobs going on the ground, that's going to activate the LaFleur play action passing attack. I think it can all kind of like work itself through. But like, once again, we've seen 2 games on it, and you got to remind me, did Kraft play in the first one?
Nope.
No, he did not. Okay. So it's tough. I mean, it's tough. It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not good vibes. I think the Packers will win. I think they're a better team. I think they have something because the defense immediately after holding the Bears to what was it like 3 points or 6 points or whatever through like 3 quarters and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
The next week, Derrick Henry runs for 12,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. And I was like, so clearly Green Bay just has something figured out against Chicago defensively that because they clearly don't have the guys to have a good defense right now. Carrington Valentine is the worst tackling corner in football. Keyshawn Nixon. It's Keyshawn Nixon.
He's a player.
I don't want to talk about Keyshawn Nixon.
He's a football
Rashawn
player.
Gary is the worst contract in all of football right now, including the quarterback up in Cleveland. Like it's a worse contract than that right now.
That's a take, man.
It's not worse than that, but it's damn near. And he's just awful. And they have no interior pass rush. They don't have any pass rush. The coverage is horrible. They have 2 good safeties and 3 good linebackers and a whole lot of nothing anywhere else. And for the life of me, I can't figure out how they held the Bears to 3 points in the first, what was that, 55 minutes of the game. I have no idea. I don't understand it whatsoever. But clearly they got something figured out.
Yeah.
And I think Love will just score points on that Bears defense, and
Look,
it just
if I had to pick, like right now, gun to my head, I'd probably pick Chicago. And
okay.
it's in Chicago, and like you said with the vibes, like Chicago just they feel like a team who's gonna win in round one. Everyone's gonna be like, holy shit, it's their time. Caleb Williams has arrived, and then they're gonna face someone in round two and get fucking smacked. That's kind of how I feel about Chicago. That's
Yeah, no,
that's
that's
the
fair.
general vibe. I'm getting real, Commander Z vibes from last year. I know it's not the
I don't
same thing,
disagree.
but yeah,
I don't disagree. I just think that the Bears defense is horrible,
it's
and
pretty
I
bad. I
think
mean, it's rough. It's not great.
I think Matt LaFleur will do whatever he wants to that defense, and I don't know what it is, but something about the Packers defense right now has something figured out with Chicago because they in
Mhm.
both games did not play well in the first half at all. And then even in the second game, they didn't play well in the second half until the last like 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
I think they have something figured out. Gun to my head, I'd pick Green Bay because I just think Jordan Love will find a way, and I think
Yeah.
their rosters in general are close enough that it's not like a New England versus Buffalo difference. I think
Yeah.
it's like I think
You're
whoever has
kind
a
of
better.
like you're kind of just like matching rosters versus vibes right now,
Yeah, yeah. Like
essentially.
if the Packers, the weren't about to lose their fourth straight game going into the playoffs, and like everybody was hurt, and even if you didn't have Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft and Evan Williams and all this stuff, but you just didn't know about them, like they just were never on the team, and it was just like this team versus this team. I would take
Mhm.
Green Bay, no problems.
Oh
But
yeah,
the fact
yeah,
is, you lost these guys. Now you're like super bummed out that you lost these guys, and there's just there's no happiness in Green Bay anymore.
yeah.
Everything's just awful.
It's all
But
just like let's just get healthy and get into week one next year and try
pretty
to be
much,
try to be a 15, 16 win team next
pretty
year.
much, because even if they do beat Chicago, which I think they will, and I think in a one-off game they can beat anybody in the league right now. Still, just as long as you have Watson and Love, you
Yeah,
can win a one-off game. The problem is that you can't win four. You can't win
yeah,
four one-off games. There's no way.
yeah.
Like
I
you
just
can
think
beat.
the NFC is weird. Like there's a few teams littered in the NFC, and I think Green Bay's kind of one of them where it's like I just don't know what you're gonna get. Like I feel like with New England, I know exactly what I'm gonna get.
Mhm.
Denver know exactly what I'm gonna get. Seattle, I know exactly what I'm gonna get to a certain extent.
Mhm.
San Francisco, I know what I'm gonna get. Carolina, I know what I'm gonna get. Like there's just a lot of teams where it's just like I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Like
Yeah, no,
if you tell me what happens on the game, and I'll probably just have to take your word for it because it could go either way.
I they they could totally beat the Bears. They could beat the Rams. They could beat the Eagles.
They could
They
beat the
could beat the
Panthers.
Patriots in the AFC. They could beat any team in football in a one-off game. The
Yeah,
problem is with their defense the way it is without Micah Parsons, they can't do it four times in a row.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because they're gonna have to win in a shootout, and they're not. I mean, their offensive line's banged up too. They
Are
don't
you
have
gonna Are
major.
you gonna win a shootout against a Mike McDonald defense? Like probably not.
No, no,
You're
no.
probably
That's
not
what I
gonna.
mean. They're gonna go like if they beat the Bears, they'd go play the Eagles, and I don't know if they can score. I think that's going to be a low scoring game, and a low scoring game does not favor Green Bay right now
Yeah,
because in the clutch, their defense is going to choke. It's just going to happen.
yeah. It's yeah. I think it's a good time to transition to the next game. We're
Yeah, me
43
neither.
minutes in.
Oh boy.
Uh, do we want to do? We could do Panthers 49ers real quick, and then we could
Yeah.
do Eagles Rams to finish it off, and then we could do our
Yeah.
NBA segment last. All right. Panthers 49ers. The 49ers are going to win that football game, and I don't really have a lot of analysis for it. They're going
I
to
don't
win.
think we need to go too deep into it.
They're not going to. It doesn't matter who they play in that division. If it's Tampa Bay, they're going to win by even more. It doesn't really. I doesn't. It doesn't matter to me. Carolina's not talented enough, unfortunately.
No,
It's
the Niners are
awesome
just
that
going
they're
to score
here.
at every
It's
position.
super dope that they're here. Like in the playoffs and like
Yeah, it's
probably
fun.
going to make the playoffs. That's dope. That's way ahead of expectations. You're sorry, man. You just got a shitty matchup. That's just what sometimes it happens. It happens
They're
every
just going
single
to
year.
score on every drive, and it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a game that ends like 31-7, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Like
more.
straight up.
They might score 40 points. It might just
Yeah,
be like 45 to 21.
yeah, yeah. It's not a lot of analysis going into that game. Sorry, Panthers fans. That's. I
Oh my
mean,
God.
Sorry, man. Like it's Tedero
I
McMillan.
feel like they are expecting the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I
hey,
don't think
man.
they're expecting
Tedero McMillan, good at football. J.C. Horn, good at football. So you got that. Jalen Coker, good at football. All right. L.A. Philly. How do we feel? How are we feeling about that? I kind of feel like this is. If I had to pick, gun to my head right now, I kind of think Philly wins. I don't know. Like, just I watch Stafford in these like moments where he just like these moments of like turnover clusters, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, man, I don't know, dude. I just don't know. Could Jalen Carter wreck the interior of that game and force a few Stafford turnovers?
Oh yeah.
Probably. That's kind of what I would bet to happen. That would now this one's tough. This is kind of like Buffalo, New England, where it's like I could just see so many different avenues of this game, and like
Mhm.
can can Philly score on LA? I don't know. Can LA score on Philly? I don't know. I don't know. That's a really fun one though.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? That's a really fun one.
I think we're gonna know who's gonna win the game within the first 10 minutes of it, and I think it's
Yeah.
based on like the rate of which the game is played. Like if the game is slowed down and in the first 10 minutes,
I think
each team
after like
is in their first drive and it's just super slow, Eagles are gonna win the game.
I would say like the first drive after the scripted drives will
So
tell
okay,
you every so like the third drive of the game for or I guess it'd be the second drive of the game for say like
for a
LA
football
starts
field.
with the ball. Yeah. Like that will tell you everything. If LA goes up there, takes a false start, gets sacked, throws an incompletion, gets sacked again, I feel like all right, I know what I'm going to be I know what I'm going to be in here
Yeah,
for.
and if it's just a slow game where it's like Saquon Barkley for 3 yards, Saquon Barkley for 4 yards, Dallas Goddard for 6 yards, and just stuff like that. The Eagles are just going to win that game like 16-13.
Mhm.
But if like say the Rams get the ball first and you're going chunk play to Puka, chunk play to Colby Parkinson, Kyron runs it for 7 yards, and it's just like chunk play after chunk play, and they're like moving quick, and then the Rams are just going to win in a
Yeah.
shoot like not really a shootout because I don't think the Eagles can physically play in a shootout game right now. I just don't think their offense is good enough. But then the Rams are going to win. If the game's moving
Yeah.
slow, the Eagles will win. If the game's moving quick, it'll be the Rams.
It's a
And I
pace,
think that's
yeah. It's a pace indicator game, which could go either way. There's not a lot of analysis to be had on it because on paper, both these rosters are like pretty evenly matched for the most part. Like you'd
we'll have to
probably
wait for
take,
the coach.
yeah, yeah. In 1 second. Okay, we gotta wrap this up here pretty soon after our NBA section because my laptop is at 4%. So
All right, yeah, we can.
we got our NFL playoff analysis like out of the way. We wanted to talk about the Jokic injury, what that does to the awards, and then just like our opinions on the 65 game rule. We talked
Yeah,
about it pre-pod.
something quick.
This is essentially like barring something crazy going to lead to an SGA MVP number 2.
Yeah,
Like barring something crazy, that's what's going to happen. It takes Nikola Jokic out of any award, any any award. It really
mm-hmm.
just MVP, but any award takes him out of the All NBA teams. Uh, which I mean, he already got his super duper max, so it doesn't like
It
really
doesn't
matter.
matter
But
for
it
him.
does matter for like a guy like like Denny Avdia gonna make an All NBA team now. Jalen Johnson gonna make an All NBA team now.
Yeah, someone is going to make the All NBA third team because Jokic got hurt right here and is
Yeah,
ineligible for it.
we're gonna look back on it at the end of the year and you'll be like, all right, first team looks normal, Luca, Shea, the usual suspects, and then you're gonna get to the second team and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? And then you're gonna get to the third team and you're gonna be like, what in the fuck am I looking at right now? Like, and not that these guys aren't deserving, it's just
Yeah,
that
no, it's just
it's because guys who are objectively better got hurt and they missed a certain amount of time. And like, I get it if you miss like 40 games, all right, you should not be eligible. But like, we're talking about 15 games. We're talking about 2.5 weeks essentially. You miss
yeah,
two and a half
basically.
weeks to 3 weeks. You're done.
Yeah, and it sucks because we're gonna miss out on more than likely, not for sure, but more than likely it's gonna be Jokic, Giannis, and Wembenyama are all going to be ineligible
Yeah,
for awards this year. And I mean, look at what you're just taking away with just those three. So with Jokic, you're taking away a potential MVP and a lock for first team All NBA. With
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama, you're taking away a potential top 3 to 5 finish in MVP, a potential or not potential. He would have won DPOY unanimously,
Yeah.
and he would have been a first team All NBA player, like damn near unanimously. And
Yeah.
there's a good chance he's done. And then with Giannis, it's you're taking away a first team All NBA player, and
Yeah.
it like I totally get, like we talked about this. I totally get like if Jokic missed say like 15 to 20 games, and he ended up playing like 62 games this year, and Shea played 79 or something like that, and you're trying to find things to separate like who should win MVP. Like, oh yeah, this guy played 20 more games. Like, I feel like that's a reasonable like give him the MVP, whatever.
Yeah.
The problem I have with it is taking away an All NBA team is ridiculous. Like I get if you
Yeah.
play 40 games, you shouldn't be
It fucks with
like
contracts,
eligible.
man. Like it
Yeah,
fucks
it
with
does.
so much.
Yeah,
And it's not
so I
just the
get if
guy that
you're
misses
playing.
games. It's like someone is now eligible for a supermax, like Denny Avdia, gonna be eligible for a supermax when that comes time. I'm not sure
Mhm.
what like how long his contract with Portland is, but like he's gonna make an All NBA team. That's gonna cause escalators. Like that's going to put him in conversations that he just does not belong in, and it's going to kind of hoe some front offices. Like it really
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Like, and
I
it
mean,
won't be a huge change because it's going to be like 3 to 4 guys on the All NBA teams every single year that miss and then cause other guys to jump. And like these guys are deserving, yes, but they didn't earn it at the same time, and
yeah,
it's a
and
that's a problem.
I just don't like if it's you're missing 40 games, yeah, you shouldn't be on it. But
Yeah,
if you play 63 games, that's enough of a sample size to know that you should be on the first, second, or third team All NBA team,
hmm
whichever one you would have gotten.
yeah.
It's like that's dumb.
I don't.
Like
And the thing is, like, I don't know what the number would be for it to be like, all right, that's fine. Is it 30 games? Is it 32 games? Like,
I think
is it?
30 is so if you're missing 30 games, you're playing 52 games. Say like 50 games. I
Yeah,
think 50 games is a reasonable number, but like you're missing if you miss 17 games, you're done. And
yeah.
it's like 17, sure, it sounds like a lot. 65 games
Look,
that's a pretty large sample size still.
I literally looked at it today. Jokic is going to miss 17 games at minimum with this injury. It is a month-long injury. He hyperextended his knee. He didn't break his fucking leg. He hyperextended his knee. He's going to miss a month. He's ineligible for all awards now. And like we talked about earlier, Luka at any point can have a stint where he misses 2 weeks, and then it's like, well, he's not eligible. Here's fucking Austin Reeves, first team All
Yeah, and
NBA.
pretty soon we're gonna have Keontae George in like the All NBA
Yeah,
second team,
yeah,
and it's
dude.
and it's like
Seriously, like we are like 2 more big time injuries away from like, all right, should we have the Keontae George All NBA discussion? That
yeah,
should not happen. He's
yeah,
good,
we're
but
gonna get to a point where it's gonna be Tyler Kolek in All NBA third team discussions.
yeah,
It's just
because of a fucking a rule where hey, if you miss 3.5 weeks, sorry,
you're
bro, you're
done.
done.
Yeah, it's just not enough. Like if
Yeah,
you want to take them out of DPOY and MVP and stuff because they're missing 20 games more than the people that are like neck and neck with them, whatever. But All NBA, that's where it's like a
maybe
problem with me. It's like
maybe it should be like okay, 65 games for like the awards, but then like 50 for the All NBA
All
teams.
NBA, yeah,
Yeah,
just because yeah, I don't think a DPOY should be playing 60 games in a year when the other candidates are playing 80. And
yeah.
I don't think an MVP should be playing 65 games when all the other candidates are playing 80. But like you think I give a rat's ass if a All NBA second teamer plays 60 games or 55 games, and there's a All NBA or like the guy that would replace him, like if he was off the ballot and this guy slides up in the All NBA 13 played 80,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like if this guy's averaging, say, well, let's go like 25, 9, and 6, some like Alperen Şengün numbers,
hmm
like on the All NBA second team, and he plays 64 games instead of 65. Now he's gone, and now we got Keontae George, who's averaging, what's he averaging, like 20,
24 and 6.
24 and 6? Like,
24,
yeah, I'm
6
perfectly
and 4.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave him off and keep the dude that's averaging 29, 6, and 5.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, because he's just a better player, and it's
And Dude, they got
It's just
lucky.
not enough games.
They're lucky that the All NBA teams are positionless because it would be absolutely disgusting seeing the center on All NBA first team that replaces Jokic. It would be absolutely disgusting. Who would that
I
even be?
mean,
Would it be Şengün?
it's just gonna be Şengün, I
Yeah, it would
think.
just be Şengün. And like Şengün's an awesome player. He's an All NBA player. Like he's not Jokic, man. You stole a first team All NBA from Jokic, who's gonna miss. Like I bet he misses maybe like one or two more games outside of this injury, maybe. So
Yeah,
what
and
he'll
he's
play
probably gonna
like
end up playing.
61 games, 60.
Yeah,
It's
and
like what? So what? You 22 games? Like what is that? Is that even a quarter? That's a little bit over a quarter of the season. Like
uh,
what are we
for
doing, man?
yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. It's not enough. There
Yeah,
needs to
I
be.
hope general consensus agrees with us because that to me, when I say it out loud, just seems like a common sense, common
Yeah, it does.
knowledge.
I don't understand the thought process.
Yeah,
Like,
like when,
sure,
when
man.
they go into the meeting rooms to like discuss this shit, what are the like what are they doing? Like seriously, what the fuck are they talking about?
Do you understand how short of a time period this is? A grade 2 calf strain takes you out of any chance of making an All NBA team. A grade 2 calf
Literally
strain.
takes you out of a hundreds of millions of dollars. Like if you're think about it like this, if you're a third year player, right? Going into your third going into fourth year off season, you're getting ready to sign a supermax, right? Like because this third year you're going to propel, say this hypothetical, you're going to propel into an All NBA team, giving you the chance for a supermax, right? And you're getting there, you're playing about 50 games, and then you miss 3 weeks because of an ankle sprain, a high ankle sprain, whatever. Okay, whatever. You miss those weeks, you come back. Hey, because you sprained your ankle, you are now not eligible for that supermax. You are literally losing $150 million because you sprained
Yeah,
your ankle.
yeah, sprained
It's
ankle.
ridiculous. Like, and
It's
that's
not.
probably a deeper conversation to like, why are these escalators so important? The structure of contracts is bad, and like I do think all that is true, and it's a byproduct of Adam Silver's league. But
Mhm.
I think the deeper issue is that this isn't going to help with load management like at all, like straight up, just isn't. Not helping, not even in the slightest. Honestly, it might be
Because,
even worse now.
because people, I mean, the people that were load managing they were old enough that they didn't care about their All NBA teams anymore, and the
Yeah,
people that were load managing, they were out of their like time to be winning MVPs. Like Kawhi Leonard knows he's not
I
winning
was literally just
any
going to go there with
MVPs.
Kawhi Leonard. Like, why the fuck? Why does he care? Who like?
He knows he's not winning any MVPs. He's trying to get another ring. He's like no
He's trying to
MVP would
find
do
some other companies that don't exist to give him $40 million in fucking
it.
contract money.
Yeah,
Fucking
it,
Kawhi
it
Leonard.
it just doesn't make sense. I don't think anybody thinks it makes sense. And Adam
I don't,
Silver sucks at his job.
this is a fun. Okay, real quick for a couple minutes before I end this. Rank the commissioners: Goodell, Manfred, Silver. My rankings are very easy. It is Goodell, ginormous fucking Grand Canyon sized gap, Manfred, and then Silver.
Like as in Goodell's the best.
Yes.
See, this is tough for me.
And it does kind of like because NFL games are more entertaining and like the product that I watch on a day in day out basis is better with the
Yeah,
NFL.
I think that just is because I think football's more fun to watch.
Yeah,
But also because I
and I don't think
Adam Silver's
Manfred
not
is
a
as
fan.
bad of a commissioner as people say he is. Like, he's not
Adam
great.
Silver, not a fan. No, Adam
Like they
Silver,
want
not a
they
fan
want
of
him
him.
to they want him to implement rules that just have no chance of happening. Unfortunately, like a salary
Yeah,
cap. Sorry,
Adam
man, it's
Silver,
not gonna
I'm not a
happen.
fan of, but I mean, I like the uh, in-season tournament. I think he did
Yeah,
fine with
it's cool.
that.
The playing game's
I
good.
mean, I think the like apron and stuff. I think that was fine. I think I
Mhm.
would switch Manfred and Silver,
Silver. Okay.
and yeah, because
So
I
Manfred
think
is just
Goodell
kind
is
of
probably the best.
Manfred is just kind of fucked because like you want a salary cap, cool. You're gonna get put on a lockout for 2 years. That's just what's gonna
Yeah,
happen
that's
if
the
you want that,
problem. I don't even think it needs to be salary cap. I think it needs to
or a
be a
salary
salary
floor.
floor.
Yeah, but even then, you're
He,
still gonna experience a lockout from the owners as opposed to the players this time. It's going to be
yeah,
one or the other. Like, all right, you have to spend this much money as an owner. That's fine. We're just not gonna play this year. Okay, players can't get paid this amount anymore. It's like, all right, well, we as players aren't going to play anymore. That it's going to
Yeah,
happen one way or the other, and
that's
he's just
yeah,
kind of hoed.
yeah. He's in a bad spot, but they do need to somehow get a floor
A
in there.
salary floor would be objectively awesome for baseball, and it not because it would make the great teams worse, but it would make the bad teams better on a more
They make the
consistent
bad
basis.
teams like actually have to try instead of.
Yeah,
I mean, basically, baseball for bad teams, it's like a money laundering scheme. This
pretty
is
much.
unbelievable.
That like look at the Chicago White Sox, dude. Is that not exactly what they're fucking doing right now? Like, and what they have been doing?
Like even the Cubs, you like Ricketts. Ricketts is a billionaire. This dude has billions of dollars at his disposal.
Hey, did
and
you
he
guys?
won't- Have you seen the signings he's made this year? Have you
Hunter
seen the
Harvey, Royals legend, Hunter
Yeah,
Harvey.
so he's signing a bunch of like
Yeah.
fine relief pitchers, but he won't go after a starting pitcher. He won't go after a bat, and he's got money. This is
Yeah.
like I hear every offseason, oh, we don't have the money of the Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees. Well, when you pull up like how much money these teams bring in, you have more money than one of the
Yeah.
three teams you just
Money-
said. More than the
money-
Mets.
As soon as I saw Kansas City be a top 5 spender in the offseason, it clicked to me that it does not matter like market size. It does not. It's
No,
literally just how much you're willing to pay. The Royals were I think the
spend
4th
money.
highest paying team last offseason. They were
Mhm.
signing like look, they signed Seth Lugo, Michael Watt, like legitimate valuable players. You're not having to go sign, 4 Kyle Tuckers. You're asking him to go sign 2 solid starting pitchers, a solid, positive WAR outfielder, a couple good relievers. That's what it takes to get you into like the 100 to 150 million range or
Yeah, and
whatever it is. Like it's
really,
not
really
hard.
not hard. And yeah, no, baseball is basically money laundering, and I hate the sport, and it sucks. Everything about it is horrible. All the teams, owners, except for like 4 or 5 of them, are cheap sons of bitches, and they should all be forced to
Pretty
sell their
much.
teams. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I kind of am with that sentiment. Except Kansas City started spending money, so I'm enjoying the sport a whole lot more. But they were a just big ass money laundering scheme for like 9 years, and then
Yeah,
they
I
just
don't even
they
get, like,
forgot that
the
they were rich.
A's. Like the A's? What are we doing?
Did you see the contract that they gave Tyler Soderstrom? The 7 for 73 million. It's just like okay, fucking what is that? 10 point I don't even know, 10.25 a year, some shit like that. I don't know, something like that. Just like, what are these contracts, man? Like, that's a fucking. You go to the NBA, that's the NBA equivalent of like a 1 year, $6 million deal. It's a fucking minute. Like, what are we doing with these contracts?
Mhm.
Are you guys trying to show that you spend money, or what are we doing here?
I can't handle this sport. I
Yeah.
hate baseball with a passion.
That's
I
why this is a
can't
football
stand
and
it.
basketball pod, man, because we don't like talking about baseball. I'll talk about baseball in
pisses me
season.
off.
When the season
Yeah.
starts, I'll talk about it, but very briefly.
And just to, yeah, unbelievable. I hate that
Yeah,
sport.
but we're an hour in, man. I like what we talked about. I had fun.
We're good.
That's always the goal here. Once again, as always, share with your friends, repost on your story, spread the word about the Ball and Blitz podcast. If you enjoyed it, of course, let us know what you want changed or you want talked about in the comments. All feedback is appreciated, positive and negative. Call Jaden a stupid bitch. I don't care. Call me a dumb ginger. I could give a shit less.
It works. It works. Any engagement's positive engagement.
Exactly. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.
All right. See ya.